for the couch stretch, the most important part here is keeping the hips fully extended. So don't think about what we often think a couch stretch looks like in that upright position, but first and foremost, load the hips. So what do I mean by that? We'll start on all fours in front of your couch or bench or whatever surface it is, and bring the other leg forward. In this position, I want you to think about tucking your pelvis. So if our pelvic bowl is here, we're pouring out the back of the bowl. And so easier said than done, but we're gonna try to tuck the pelvis or pour out the back of the bowl in this position. Just by doing that, you should already feel like we're loading a bit of that stretch through the front of the leg and hip. So I've tucked the pelvis. Now I'm gonna actively squeeze my butt to keep that hip fully extended. Once I have that position, and only once I have that position, I can think about starting to lift up. But I'm only gonna lift as high and as far backwards, as my knee just digs into the floor here, sorry. You're only gonna go as high and as far backwards as we can keep that pelvic tuck. The second we lose that, now we're robbing ourselves of the stretch. It's a lot easier to get up, compensating through that lumbar, that low back extension, than it is to find the length through the front of the leg and hip and keep that. So again, we tuck the pelvis, squeeze that bum, and then only lift as high as we can keep that in extension. I don't care how high up you get, I want that stretch isolated to the right spot. Once I'm in this position, we can do a few things. Holding here might be enough. Remember when we're doing any of this stuff, nice, long, slow exhales, we should be able to keep that breathing pattern passive so that we're staying relaxed. Your body's actually able to internalize and make the changes we're trying to with the stretch. But once we're in this position, we can think two things. One, reaching up without again losing that so that we're lengthening right up that line. Two, we can actively push the foot down into the bench, the surface, the couch, as we hold this position. And both are gonna help further load and lengthen the quad and the hip here. I want you breathing, maintaining, and anytime we're doing static stretches like this, you wanna hold that for at least a minute on each side. Upwards of 90 seconds, 2 minutes if you have the time and the patience, because that's what's really gonna allow to make a lasting change.